Hello, everybody. It's Hobbs Q back for Suicide Awareness and Prevention Month. We are continuing our series of stories of hope, survival, and the impact of suicide on those in the magic community. Today's story definitely has content warnings, both for suicidal ideation, for abuse. You're going to hear from Trap today, one of the people that I look up to when it comes to the Vorthos community, that I respect, and that I am so thankful was willing to share this story, because I know that this is one that he has wanted to share for a long time. I hope that you're able to stay and listen to it. As a reminder, all of these stories may be difficult, but the point of them is that we are directly talking about this issue.
I don't really know how to begin this. It's not really something I've spoken about extensively due to its nature, but I suppose that's the point of this. So, content warning ahead for a whole lot of shit. I guess we should start when I was younger. I come from a very poor background. The rural Midwestern U.S. in the mid-2000s wasn't really a place of thriving wealth or mental health, you could say. My parents couldn't afford things like rehab or medical attention, so whatever happened, we treated it at home. Hit by a car? Get him in the house. We have ibuprofen and ice. Ideation? Suicide? Just don't. Go, sleep out in the living room so we can all watch you and make sure you don't do anything. Me? I've ideated by myself since I was a preteen, and I've always have. For a number of reasons. It's normal for me. I won't get too far into the weeds about my upbringing, but I grew up without my dad. There was a divorce and separation. I haven't seen him since I was 16. I was bullied for a majority of my time in school. Classmates would threaten to throw desks at my head for talking. The adults in my family abused alcohol, so I had to raise myself for the most part. At the age of 14, I was sexually abused by my girlfriend at the time, who was 18. At 16, I didn't think I would make it past 20. But at 27 years old, I've learned there's life after all that pain. I've learned how to cope as I've gotten older. But since I was like 13 to 14, I've always wondered what it would be like if I didn't exist, and have done so unmedicated. I knew it would never stop. For a time it did, but it came back during the pandemic while I was working overnights. I would drift off to sleep hoping, wishing I wouldn't wake up. It stopped again after we left Georgia. I never bothered trying. It's just something I think about off and on when things got bad, but that is my experience with ideation. But others I knew, they had similar thoughts. Some managed to either attempt and fail or fully go through with it. Everyone around me knew someone else who had. Me, my mom, classmates, cousins, close friends, siblings, my wife. We've all struggled with it. It's normal. You never know, you know? Some have those thoughts and can manage them, push them back, find reasons to live. Others take it day by day. But for others, it's only a matter of time before that day comes where they don't find a reason. Because they believe they are alone and it won't get better, that life should just end, and they would rather move on to whatever is next, even if they aren't sure something is next. Anything is better than this. But you don't need to go. Not yet. I've never spoken about my ideation publicly, because in my mind, it's a handled matter. I can have those thoughts and not act on them, acknowledge them for what they are, and leave them where they pop up. But not everyone has that capability or privilege, and I know I shouldn't have to in the first place, but I can handle them. It's the small things in life around me that keep me going, and that is normal. I've talked people off that ledge before as well, more often than I care to admit. I've also been too late or been unaware it had even been attempted. It is part of life, but it's not something you need to endure alone. I can tell you now, as someone who has been on death's door a time or two, it doesn't get better if you do. Because when you give up the chance to make it better, it forfeits the chance others have to make it better. There is help out there for people like us, and it is always worth getting back up. It's okay to not be alright. I swear to every deity and dogma on this rock, it's normal. It's only unacceptable when you decide you're beyond helping. Because you never are. and you are always worth that struggle. One thing that got me through a lot of it coming up was this thought. Affirmation, I guess you would call it. It was a saying to me. I would tell myself, I will outlive this. My family issues, the kids at school, the fights, the accidents, the pain I felt. Not that I could, that I would. And in my case, I was right. It wasn't strength alone that got me through it either. Despite how alone I felt or how little I liked to think everyone else knew of me, at the end of the day, I was never truly alone. People do notice, even when you think they don't. You can outlive the bad times. It takes time, and it may suck for a bit, but you can outlive this.